Now more than ever, marketing teams are being challenged to do more with less. Resources are tight and expectations are high. So, is it even possible to increase your revenue without increasing your budget? Spoiler alert, yes, it is. And we can start by going back to the basics tracking links. Accurate tracking is vital to your understanding of how you spend your marketing budget. The first step is to look at how you're creating links. So, let's see how this works. A tracking link can be used on everything from an email, a LinkedIn post, a paid ad. And when a user clicks this link, they are then directed to your landing page or website. Here's what the tracking link looks like, and let's take a deeper dive. On a closer look at this URL, we will see some parameters called UTMs, UTM medium and UTM source. These are added to the end of your URL after the question mark and can indicate the source of channels of leads. In this example, the UTM medium and the UTM source is Google and CPC, indicating that a user clicked a link from a Google ad. We can add more parameters for more granular tracking, such as content campaign or term, but let's see how we focus on source and channel for now. After the user takes action on a page, such as placing an order or filling out a form, you will then be able to capture those URL parameters using code like JavaScript or Google Tag Manager, among other things. And this means that your UTM medium and source that you used will then be captured and data passed to different systems such as Google Analytics or your CRM. For Google Analytics, we can then verify and test this worked by looking at reports under the traffic acquisition. So click on traffic acquisition, and then we can see here Google CPC. As you can see from the screenshot, data has been coming in for Google CPC. So this parameter is working on our tracking links. Similarly, we can also look at the data in our CRM. And from this screenshot, we can see that data is also displaying on the record for the user. This can then flow into our reporting to show where leads are coming from. Now, the best part. Let's look at what's working and not working. Here we can see the data CPC banner is driving the highest number of total leads and the lowest cost per lead. CPC Google, from our tracking link example, is also driving a large number of leads, but at a much higher cost per lead. And please note, these are sample metrics, so cost per lead could be lower for you. This chart helps us visualize just how many leads are coming from banner ads and how many are coming from CPC Google. Let's add revenue now to our tracking and add this column to our analysis. We have revenue and ROI, and this completely shifts our insights. Now we can see that although banner ads drove the most leads, the revenue from these leads were the lowest of all of our marketing channels, giving us a negative ROI on this channel. CPC Google, however, shows us the highest revenue, making it clear as a really important channel to continue to use. And even more interesting, LinkedIn shows the highest ROI of any channel. Putting this in a chart makes the takeaways and the analysis very clear. Both Google and LinkedIn have high ROI compared to Facebook and banner ads. So, back to our first question: how do we get more leads without increasing our budget? So now we see the data, we can adjust our budgets to our most optimal channels. We know that we receive the most revenue with Google, and so we should continue to spend here, and that LinkedIn has the ROI, so we can continue our spend there also. Banner ads have a negative ROI, and so we can reduce the spend there. Forecasting will help us understand how to split our budget in the future with the different marketing channels. Let's take our budget for banner ads and we'll put that into our LinkedIn. That's the highest ROI channel and the highest revenue per lead. So we can forecast using revenue per lead, using the baseline that has been set up, and then using the same total budget, move all of that banner ad cost to LinkedIn. Projecting that out using revenue per lead, cost per lead, we can see how many leads that we would get from cost per lead and how much revenue we would get from revenue per lead. Here we can project out our revenue goes up a huge amount and we get a 39% increase in total revenue. So that's how we're
Mm.
keeping the same budget, how we can get the highest amount of revenue for the channels that we're currently using detailed tracking, checking your tracking links, making sure that's tagged correctly, and going into your tracking channels such as Google Analytics or your CRM, looking at the reporting, and then analyzing the numbers. If you need any help with this, we'd love to talk to you. We're at the Marketing Branch. You can email us at email@themarketingbranch.com.